Good evening, everyone. This is Tulika Mehra coming live today to assist you all out there wanting to migrate to New Zealand. We AJV as a team looks out for our students and do our best to provide them with the correct and useful information that will assist them in choosing the right pathway for the future. So I'm here on a Friday doing a live session to help out all our AGV students and all other viewers who are wanting to go to New Zealand. I'll wait for my team to join in before I begin this session. Let my team confirm if I'm live. Yes, I'm live. Okay. So what is AJV? AJV is a company who helps our students, all other clients who want to migrate to New Zealand. We all know that in the end, who wants to go to New Zealand to study or work, in the end wants to settle in New Zealand. So we, in our company, we have 5 licensed immigration advisors, out of which 4 of us come live on social platforms like Facebook and YouTube to guide our EGB students and new viewers who may have doubts or queries that can be answered by one of us. As you will notice, our regular viewers might have noticed that recently we've been speaking about one different college in every live session. In the previous live session, my colleague Navya spoke about AIS, Auckland Institute of Studies. Today, I'll be speaking about ARA Institute of Canterbury, located in Christchurch. Before I begin talking about this college and the courses that they offer, I would request all of our AGV students that while you're posting your questions, please mention that you are AGV students so I can assist with your query without any delay. And also request to all our new viewers, we are here to provide you the right advice, and in return, we expect you to kindly leave your contact numbers so that we can respond to your queries very promptly. So before I begin with the session, before I start talking about the course, let's just wait for a few viewers to come in. Okay. So what is ARA Institute? So ARA Institute of Canterbury is actually a government-funded institute which provides world-class tertiary level education. It in fact falls under the category 1 as per the NZQA. So what NZQA is, it's a New Zealand qualification authority. So what they do is they assess the courses in colleges on the basis of the quality of the education that they provide, and accordingly they are ranked into categories. So ARA actually falls under category 1. What they offer to students is real world experience, and by the time they graduate, they are work ready. So they also offer workplace trainings, opportunities, internships, partnerships with industry, which helps them building the right knowledge and skills that they may need to excel in their fields. So having a theoretical knowledge is different. However, having an additional practical knowledge actually makes you well equipped to be in the industry and make your footprint there. So that's what ARA gives you there. It gets you the right internships, get you in partnership with the industries, and that helps our students to excel in their fields. So ARA actually has 6 campuses across Canterbury region, which is in the South Island of New Zealand. One of its main campuses is Christchurch, the city campus, which is actually one of the largest campuses of ARA. This campus is located on Madras Street and is easy walking distance from shops, cafes, and supermarkets, so it's easily accessible. The public transport is well serviced there. So the students have no issue traveling around the city, reaching the campus, have no issues with all the things that they need, the essentials that they need around themselves. So that's all easily available. The next campus would be the Managua Campus, situated in Christchurch only. This campus is mostly dedicated to the health education. Now, why is that? Because Managua is where the ARA's nursing, midwifery, medical imaging students are based. And in fact, the new building of ARA, they share that building with the researchers from University of Canterbury and also health professionals from Canterbury District Health Board. In fact, it's also located right opposite Christchurch Hospital. So it is a hub for students who want to get into health education. Apart from these two, there is another one of the big campuses, that is Woolston campus, which is mainly dedicated to trades training and has extensive facilities for construction, automotive, and engineering related fields. Apart from these three campuses, there are three more campuses in different cities: Ashburton, Tomorrow, and Amaro. So ARA has 6 campuses and offers wide range of courses to the students from graduate to masters. There are in fact a few courses which are only offered by ARA, which I will speak about further in this video. Let's see if we have any questions coming in. I would request all our viewers to keep posting their questions while I am speaking about the college, so that once I am done speaking, I can get on to answering your questions. So ARA, one of the most popular courses for ARA University of Canterbury is Graduate Diploma in Construction Management, which is only offered, which is one of the courses that is only offered by ARA. One of the reasons why this course is so popular is that it falls under the long-term skill shortage list. Long-term skill shortage list is basically a list that outlines the occupations which are in shortage in New Zealand, which in effect raises the demand for people working in this field. ARA's location also plays an important role here because it's located in Christchurch, where the demand for people working in construction field is much more significant. So as a graduate from this course, the student will be well equipped to work at a high level post within the construction industry. So the kind of jobs that they can look forward to are construction manager, residential or commercial site project manager, building inspector, etc. So construction management is actually one of the most popular courses from ARA, and in fact, a lot of our students have opted for this course and are doing exceptionally well in New Zealand right now. The next course that I would like to discuss with you about is the Graduate Diploma in Quantity Surveying. This course is a level 7 course, and just like construction management, this course also falls under the long-term skill shortage list. So as a graduate from this course, a student will be equipped to work at a middle management level within the construction industry. And the potential roles that you could apply for would be the quantity server, contracts manager, cost planner, procurement manager, which is also in the LTSSL employment list. And it will actually help you get more points if you moved up to resident stage. So there are a lot of points for these courses, a lot of positives for choosing these courses. Because one, that they're in the long-term skill shortage list. So if you do choose these courses, not the employment opportunities are huge. In fact, if you are planning to travel with your family, your spouse can travel on a work visa, your children can come on a student visa and be as a domestic student. Obviously, you will find a job faster. You will also get additional points for if you find a job in the long-term skill shortage list. So you get bonus points there. There are a lot of positives for doing these courses, especially graduate diploma in construction management and quantity surveying, which are very famous in New Zealand right now. There is another course which is only offered by ARA, which is a graduate diploma in computer-aided design. This is also a level 7 course. This course will actually help students to meet demand for CAD professionals in the architecture, engineering, and manufacturing sectors. This course is very project-oriented and problem-based learning, where they'll develop skills and knowledge in the area of CAD developing processes to ensure that the projects are executed effectively. So as in the beginning, when I was giving a brief about ARA, I said that they are very project-oriented, and which makes the students very ready to work in the industry because they have those skill sets with them. So this is one of those courses where they provide students to work in projects, internships, so that they are well versed with the course, the skills, the knowledge that they're required to have in their field once they get on to working in an industry. And another course, one of the courses, I'll basically focus on the courses that are only offered by ARA today, because you may find a lot of courses in other institutes as well. But what is ARA specially giving you are these courses which you cannot find in other institutes. And one of these such courses is graduate diploma in laboratory technology. So what it does is that students who have a science background, so they can expand their knowledge in science and skills for a career as a laboratory technician. So with this course, what it's a 1-year course program, and so it has been designed in collaboration with New Zealand employers, which provide a student with specific knowledge. It provides practical skills. It also provides relevant techniques to work as a laboratory technician. These skills they acquire, the skills that they acquire from this are critical thinking, the ability to interpret results, problem solving, which are very important once you get onto the which you get into the industry and start working. So these are a few of the important courses that ARA offers, and the courses that will actually have a positive. You will get bonus points or there are pros to choosing this course for your future uh, steps in New Zealand. So this was a brief idea of ARA Institute of Canterbury and the courses that they offer. So if we come down to about the cost of these courses about graduate courses from ARA can range about $20,000 to $23,000, which is decently affordable for the quality of education that they provide. In fact, the ARA mostly have intakes in July and Feb, and the next coming intake is in February. So who all are considering one of these courses can look up for this institute and apply with us for the college. In fact, the construction management course is very much in demand and it gets filled up pretty fast. So please reach out to us if you are looking for applying for that course, because we will need to apply sooner because it's on first come first basis. So if the seats are filled up, you will have to move to the next intake, which is in Feb. So this is a brief idea about ARA as an institute and the courses that they offer. Just give me a second if I have any update from my team. Okay, so we've got a few questions here. We'll wait for a few more questions to come in. In the meantime, I'll talk about the post-study work visa that you may get after the level of courses that you do. So if you're doing a master's course, you'll get a 3-year course. So if you're doing a level 9 course or above, you get a 3-year post-study work visa. If you're doing a bachelor's degree, you will get a 2 years work visa. However, your course needs to end before 31st December 21. So there are a bit of restrictions on the post-study work visas that are coming in the near future. So please get in touch with us to get some clarity on that before you go ahead and choose the course that you want to go ahead with. Okay, so we have a question from Kevin. He says, "Hi Talika, AJB client here. Hi Kevin, thank you for working with us." His question is, on what basis does INZ decide who gets an FTS and who doesn't? Kevin, it's basically depends on the profile. So there is not one thing that they might look at. There are a number of things that they look at. Where are the funds coming from? What is the profile of the applicant? What course are they going to? And is completely the discretion of an immigration officer. We have a question from the Vishri. She said, Hi Talika, I'm an AJV student. I have applied for student visa on December 9th and still no updates. Got a response from immigration to submit some additional docs on February 5th and uploaded all those documents on February 7th by Sonia. My intake is on March 23rd. Hi Divishri. First of all, thank you for working with us. Don't worry. In fact, I was keeping a check on this application, on your application, and I will soon be asking for an update from immigration. Yes, there are a few delays. However, don't fret. I will write an email to immigration on Monday. And if we don't hear anything by Monday, I will definitely write an email to them. In fact, my colleague and I are visiting the Mumbai office to meet the head there of the Immigration New Zealand department. And so we will be, first of all, we'll be thanking them for the work that they've done for the January, February, March intake, despite the huge queues that they had, and to also understand what we can do from our end to provide better ready, decision-ready applications and which can reduce the delay in processing timelines. So anyway, don't be worried. I will definitely get you an update on that, and we will get you to your intake on March 23rd. Okay, so next question. Mahesh Madhavan says hi. Hi Mahesh. If you have a question, please leave us the question along with your number. So Kevin says, hypothetically asking, after one finished their post-study work visa, what is the criteria for one applying for an open job search visa? Please don't assume my question to be far-fetched. Kevin, your question is definitely a little far-fetched, but so if you happen to finish your post-study work visa and if you have a job offer in hand, in fact, before you finish your post-study work visa, if you have the job offer in hand which meets the salary requirements to apply for an SMC, which is the skilled migrant category, you can straight away go ahead and apply for that, which will move you up to the resident stage. However, if that's not the pathway that you want to take, then the other pathway would be to choose amongst the other work visa categories. So the only I am not understanding why would you need a job search visa, because a post-study work visa will be about for 2 or 3 years, which is a lot of time for you to find a job. So I think instead of thinking that you will need another open job search visa, you should start planning on what you should do the minute you get a job after you complete your course. I hope I've answered your questions to the best. If you have any more doubts, Kevin, please feel free to reach out. Enoch Ambrosia says, is there any chance to get, but considering there are not many questions, I'm going to answer this question and trust that you are going to leave us a number despite that. So the chances of PR actually does not depend on the kind of course that you're doing. But considering you're doing hospitality management, it's a very good course for New Zealand because New Zealand is a tourist country, so people are traveling there. So the hospitality sector is always booming. You'll always have employment opportunities there. And to apply for PR, you need to have a job offer in hand, which meets all the instructions for like salary bracket and other instructions that are required to be met. So if you're meeting those instructions with that job offer, you can go ahead and apply for your residence. However, PR can only be obtained once you're on your resident visa for 2 years. So PR only comes after residence. So don't fret, don't worry about which course, if this course will lead you to PR, any course will lead you to PR. If you are doing your course well, if you're able to get a job after that, that is what is more important. So if you're gaining the right knowledge and skill sets, nothing is stopping you from getting a job. And if you're getting a job, nothing is stopping you from going to resident stage. So that would be my advice to you. And hospitality management is a very good course and very much in demand in New Zealand. So it's a very good choice to go ahead with. Next question we've got from Naveen Chand Santhinathan. Um, he says, I'm an AJV student, lives and works in UAE. If we just give me a second. Yeah, sorry. So if we submit visa application, on what basis it is being assigned to Mumbai office or New Zealand based office for processing? Can you please explain the process of extending postgraduate trip to master's course while studying in New Zealand? Naveen Chand, there is no process like how the applications are assigned to Mumbai or Palmerston North. But they are randomly sent to different offices. So there is not one process. So we also don't know when you're lodging applications. We are not sure if it's going to be processed in Mumbai or it's going to be processed in New Zealand. However, once it's lodged, after a period of time has lapsed, we do get in touch with immigration for updates, and that is when we get to know where it is in queue or if it has been allocated, which officer from which office is currently working on it. Coming to your next question, can you explain the process of extending from PG Dip to master's course while studying? So the process would be to approve it, considering you're going from a lower to higher course. There are a lot more ifs and buts involved around it. We will have to give them much more information that we have provided for a PG Dip course. We'll have to justify why you want to do masters now, which is a higher level course, and why you didn't choose that at that point. So I would suggest that you do that planning beforehand before you go to New Zealand, and not do something like that once you're in New Zealand, because it may have effect on your future applications as well. So my advice, so it's very easier from coming from a master's course to a lower course. There are not many questions asked then. However, if you're moving from a PG diploma course to a master's course, yes, they will have questions because a master's course require a lot more effort. So my suggestion for you would be, please do your research right now before you go ahead and apply for your visa application. Be sure of the course you want to do, and then apply for it and stick to it. Do your course well, and nothing is stopping you from moving up the ladder in New Zealand. So even if you're going for a post graduate diploma, it's not stopping you from moving up the ladder. You'll still find good jobs. You'll still find your way to residence. However, if you're more inclined towards doing a master's course, then you should consider it right now. Discuss with your student advisor and then take a call accordingly. If you are Naveen, if you're already in New Zealand right now and you've already reached there, um, well, you said that you are working in UAE, so no, you're still here. So I would suggest that you do your research first and then go ahead and apply for the course. Divya says, Talika, actually, my application is being processed in Palmerston North office and not in Mumbai, and I heard New Zealand is having delays compared to Mumbai office. That's why I'm a bit worried because I don't want to miss this intake and also don't want to miss my classes. Divya, don't be afraid. I have written an update email to them on 21st. I will write to them again in the next week. In fact, Sonia has been following up with them as well. So don't be worried. We'll be behind them till we get your visas through, and there is still time for your intake, and I'm sure you'll make it in time. As they've already asked for additional documents, this shouldn't take longer now, and we should hear from them soon. Next question we've got from is Nitin Vincent. He says, "Hi, could you please let me know the process for New Zealand PR in skilled migrant category and the average credit score for applying for it?" So, Nitin, first of all, thank you for leaving us your number. See, the process for skilled migrant category is that you are required to meet 160 points to be eligible to apply for an EOI. Well, you can put in an EOI with lesser points as well, but you will only be picked up if your application will be picked up only if your points are 160 or above. Now, how do we get about seeing if you're meeting the points requirement or not? I would need your resume to see that if what's your qualification, what's your work experience, to give you a proper idea of the score that you might get. But I'll give you a brief idea here. So you will be basically assessed on your age, you will be assessed on the qualification, your work experience, and if you're married, then your partner's qualification, and that's where you can get more points. Your qualification, if you've completed your qualification in India or anywhere around the world, and if it's not in one of the listed cities in the instructions, your qualification will need to be assessed by NZQA because the overseas qualification their level can differ from as per New Zealand qualification system. So suppose if you've done a master's course in India, it may not be considered as a level 9 course in New Zealand. So your points will depend on that. So in case your NZQA comes out to be of a lesser level, then you will lose out points there. So you gain points there. Then it's work experience. So your work experience can only be considered if it's in the long-term skill shortage list or in the comparable market. In my previous videos, I have talked about the skilled migrant category at length. So you can refer to those videos as well. Or you can drop me your resume on our email ID, which is immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com or info@ajvglobal.com. And I can do a quick pre-assessment for you and advise you on if you are meeting the points requirements or not, or what can you do to meet those points. I hope to have answered your question. Okay, so next question is from Haley Getachew. He says, "Hello, Tulika. Do you handle applications processed from Ethiopia? I have a MA in project management and want to continue PhD in strategic management in New Zealand. Do they accept me as a domestic student or international student in terms of tuition fee? Can you please explain the process of working with your company?" Hi, Haley. I will first answer your last question. The process of working with our company is leaving us your number right there, and my team will definitely get in touch with you. And regarding if we can handle your application process, of course we can. We will definitely take up your case and we will assist you with getting into the PhD program. If you go into PhD, you will be charged as a domestic student, so your fees will be domestic fees. But we would request you, so if you're going for PhD, we would request you that you keep your research proposal publications ready, so that because you'll have to reach out to any professor in that university or institute, whatever you're choosing. You'll have to reach out to them, send your research and proposal ideas, and once they are accepted, only then you move to the offer stage. So if you are looking for PhD, please leave us your number so that one of my team member can explain you in detail the process for applying for PhD. Next message we've got from Sunando Basu. And he says, "Hello, Tulika. This is Sunando, an AJB client. Today I met Mary and the on-site AJB team at the Hamilton office, and it was wonderful meeting all of them. Thank you, Sanando. I'm really happy that you're in New Zealand now. And all the best to you and your family. And thank you so much for choosing AJB. Divyashri says, thank you so much, Talika. Thank you, Divya. Don't be worried. I will definitely get you your update and we will get you there to New Zealand in time. The next question we've got from is Lakshman Daikal. He says, work visa, do you or not? Lakshman, we do help out with work visas. But the only issue with work visas is that you will need to get yourself a job offer first. So work visas, it becomes a catch-22 situation here because any company in New Zealand will not offer you a job offer if you don't even have a visa to go to the country. So, and you will not get a visa unless you have a job offer. So it becomes a tough situation here. So I would suggest that why don't you look at a student pathway to reach to that point? You can do a 1-year course as per your previous, which matches with your previous qualification or work experience. You will gain extra skills, knowledge. You will get a qualification, international recognized qualification. You will also get a post-study work visa post that, which will allow you to work for any employer in the country for about 2 to 3 years, depending upon your course. There are a lot of positives for going as student. You'll get accustomed to the lifestyle there. Once you're in student life, you will go for internships, do your part-time jobs. So you get very accustomed to the life there, how people work. And once you move up to your post-study work visa, you will definitely be more confident and will be able to perform well in your job. So my suggestion would be, instead of just looking at work visa, consider study as an option as well. Leave us your number if you want to speak to us. Give us a call on our toll-free number, which is 1-800-103-6525. This is our India toll-free number. If you want to call on New Zealand toll-free number, it is 0800-696977. You can also leave us your queries on info@ajvglobal.com or at immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com. So the easiest way about this would be you leave us your number and my team will definitely get in touch with you and help you out in the best way possible. Okay, so I have a message from Nicholas, who is working with our AGV onshore team, and he says, shout out for the Canterbury region from Arun and I. Yes, guys, as I said, ARA is a good institute, and and I will definitely promote their construction management course because the demand for there is very high, and I know students who have gone there and are doing exceptionally well. So please consider that course, and if you do want to apply for it, please reach out to us because it fills up pretty fast. One question we have is Harshil. He says, listening 6, writing, speaking 5.5, reading 5. I want to apply for student visa. Harshil, I would request you to please leave us your number. But looking at your IELTS score, I would suggest that you do prepare for your IELTS again and give it again, because a minimum of 5.5 in each listening, writing, speaking, and reading, you will require at least 5.5 in that. And then only you can apply for a student visa. But please leave us your number so we can assist with the right course, choice of course for you. And accordingly, you can see what is the IELTS requirement for it and prepare yourself well for the IELTS exam. Harshal, I see that you want to complete a master's course. I am afraid that this IELTS score may not be enough for a master's course. So, as suggested, leave us your number. We'll see what we can work around it. If you do really do want to go for master's course, my suggestion would be go for some IELTS coaching and then try to give IELTS exam. And once you have the score in hand, you can definitely go ahead with a master's course. There's a question from Sadur Rahman. He says, "Hi, I have 6.5 band in IELTS, having a master's degree in computer science and 9.5 years of experience. Please let me know if I'm eligible." Saad Ulriman, thank you for your question. I would first request you to leave us your number. Your profile seems to be pretty decent, and you may be eligible for the skill migrant category as well. But however, I would need detailed information about your work experience there. What exactly were your job role and responsibilities? So I would suggest that you please drop in your resumes at info@ajbglobal.com, or you leave us your number so one of my team members can get in touch with you, and we can do a quick pre-assessment for you and see if you can go for that pathway. If not, then which other pathway would be more suitable for you. There's a question from H1M channel. So I'm sorry, I don't know what your name is. It seems like a YouTube name. However, the question is, "Hi, how are you? Is it possible to move to New Zealand with food business lines such as restaurants where the restaurant business can make it easier to be a permanent resident?" Thanks. You can definitely move into the food business, and it can be it is one of the growing businesses. Why? Because as I said, that India is a very tourist-driven country. So the hospitality management is definitely it's growing there with time. Business, so the business line in restaurants is growing as well. However, will it make it easier for you to become a permanent resident or not? Um, it depends upon if you want to do a course there and you find yourself a job there. There's nothing stopping you from going to resident stage. So I wouldn't say that going into restaurant business will definitely get you a resident visa, or going into a different IT sector will definitely. It actually depends upon the skill sets that you have, which will make you capable to get the right job in hand with the right amount of salary that is required, and you can go for residence the minute that you land up with a job offer. We have another question on YouTube, which is from Seju Hussain. He says, "Hi, I'm an AGB student. Can you tell me which is more valuable while lodging a PR application, a master's degree, or a postgraduate program from New Zealand?" Hi, Sejal. Thank you for your question. Like I said, obviously a master's degree would get you more points, will get you about 70 points. However, a postgraduate degree will get you about 50 points. But the catch here is that while you're in New Zealand and you get a job offer, you will be getting extra bonus points there. So the 20 points that you may lose out on choosing a postgraduate course over a master's course, you can make up for those points in the other area, like getting a job offer from New Zealand. If your job offer is from outside Auckland, you get bonus points there. If you work for a year in New Zealand, you get bonus points for that. So there are a lot of other areas where you can gain more points. So I would suggest that you do the course as per. First, you see which course do you want to go for. See the course content. See the amount of effort and the kind of effort that you'll have to put into the course So masters can be a tough course to go through if you really want to, get into studying again. So then only choose masters. But if you're just, you want to do a course and don't want it to be very taxing, then postgraduate would be my suggestion. So choose a course as per your capabilities, the course content, especially the area of interest. Do not choose a course just because it's in the LTSSL or any other reason, or because it's available in a certain city. You can choose the course according to your previous work experience, your area of interest, and I am sure it will lead you to PR eventually. Thank you for your question, Sejal. Okay, we don't seem to have any more questions coming in. Okay, so as we know that the next big intake is the July intake, and a lot of colleges have their courses open in for July. Considering that there are a lot of colleges open, it is one of the big intake. It is going to there are going to be a lot of students who are going to be applying to these colleges. There may be a delay that may start having from colleges and to issue offer letters or visa. So we cannot predict anything at this point. So all I would request from you all, if you are looking for the next to apply for the jazz intake, which is July, August, September, please start working with us right now so that we can start putting your applications with the colleges, get you offer of letter in place, because getting an offer can take up to 2 to 3 weeks. Post that, once you start working on your visa documentation, that will also take a lot of time. If you're funding your education through a loan, that can take about a month extra. So I would suggest that you please get in touch with us, start working with us so that we can help you out right now in time and make you reach New Zealand for your intake, and you do not have to defer your plans. So, interested students, please get in touch with us. You can call us on our India toll-free number, which is 1-800-103-6525. Our New Zealand toll-free number, which is 0800-696977. You can leave us an email. You can drop us an email at immigrationadvisor@ajvglobal.com or at info@ajvglobal.com. Okay, so we have another question. Okay, Saad Rahman confirms that he sent me his CV. Saad, thank you for sending us your CV. I will ensure that we do a pre-assessment and get back to you. Team, if you can please check where Saad has sent his CV, and if you can please direct it towards me. Okay, so we have one more question on Facebook from Junaid, and he says, what is the maximum study gap as to how many years of study gap is accepted? Junaid, there is no fixed years that may be accepted. Even if you have a gap year of 10 years, but you can justify that gap year, there is no issue. The only reason is you need to have a proper justification as to why there was a gap year. If you were working in between, it's completely fine. If you had any family commitments, like there are a lot of we had a student who was not working for about 5 years in between, and now she wanted to go for the course directly. We were able to get her a visa because we could justify her gap year there. So if you have a justification for the gap years, then there is no issue at all. But there is no specific time frame as to how many gap years is accepted or not. Even if there's a 2 years gap years and you have no justification for it, it may be a concern. So I would suggest that you get in touch with us so that we can review your case in detail and then accordingly advise you on the best way forward. Okay, so I will end the live session here as I don't see any more questions coming in. Thank you all for coming live and asking your questions. We will have another session on Monday, and one of our license immigration advisor will speak about another college. So please join the live session. Ask your questions. Get to know about the college more. If you are interested in those colleges, please get in touch with us, and we can help you out with your student visa. So that's all from my end today. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone, and see you next Friday.